Post-game video, folks. What a great Sunday night football game. We're literally going to get into it right now. Super excited. Wow, these spam things keep popping up on here. Lions win with a touchdown from David Montgomery in overtime, beating Matthew Stafford. The Lions offense was slow, but when we needed it, they did exactly what we needed them to do. My God, that's a great game. That was a really good game, and can't wait to really dive deep. I'm a little bit shocked, how this game went, so bear with me. It just ended. I'm still kind of living in euphoria. Let's get into it here. Jared Goff was 18 for 28, 217 yards, an average of 7.8, one touchdown, one interception. Quarterback rating of 85. He was off his game, but so was all of the wide receivers in here. But when you needed Jared Goff the most in the final two drives, he did help to get the field goal and obviously the touchdown, but a lot of David Montgomery there, so that's what we're going to get into right now. David Montgomery, 17 carries, 91 yards, an average of 5.4, one touchdown. The reason we won this game in overtime is David Montgomery. He was gashing the Rams that whole final drive. The guy was on fire. He was not going to get taken down. David Montgomery is such a great piece to this offense. He has the championship mentality. He has that grit, that dog mentality. This offensive line struggled, I felt like, throughout the game. But in the last couple of drives, they really started to dominate. David Montgomery started to heat up. At that point, what can you say, right? What can you say? Who is your MVP in this game? Let me know your thoughts in the comments right now. And we're going to get into who I think is the MVP, and that's Jameson Williams. 5 receptions, 121 yards, 24.2 average, 1 touchdown, along with 52. Jameson Williams was exactly what we've been hearing about in training camp. He's taking the next step. He's taking that step to really help this team make a Super Bowl run. He was open all over the field. He was making big plays. He deserves to get the game ball. Jameson Williams, I'm so proud of his development. I'm so proud. Ever since he got here, he was mocked and ridiculed by the media. A lot of people wanted to get rid of him, talking about trades. We were patient, and it paid off. It absolutely paid off. Huge shout out to Jameson Williams. Amazing job. Amazing job. Jahmyr Gibbs, he had 11 carries for 40 yards, an average of 3.6, 1 touchdown, long of 8. He kept slipping. It was weird. He was off in his game. Hopefully he gets better. But remember, Jahmyr Gibbs hasn't practiced as much as the rest of the team because he was dealing with an injury. Maybe that has something to do with it. Not the injury. I'm saying the lack of practice. I'm not saying he's injured at all. I don't believe he's injured. But I'm saying the lack of practice. The offense was a little bit off, right? A little bit off right there. Let's continue here. For Sam Laporta, he had 5 for 45 yards, 11.3 average, long of 18. Sam Laporta, we expected to do something bigger. He didn't. Oh, well, he still is good. Jahmyr Gibbs had 4 for 34 in receptions. St. Brown, 3 for 13. They were doubling him the whole game. He was doubled, and that resulted in Jameson Williams getting open. It really did. Khalif Raymond with a nice jet sweep. That was 1 for 12, and that was in the final drive of the game in overtime. The Lions offense has a little bit of hiccups. That's okay. You defeat the Rams, who is a Super Bowl contender, at home on opening night in overtime. What could you ask for more? Right? Like, that's a great way to start the season. And what's really good, at least from an offensive perspective, because we're going to get to the defense here. We have a lot to talk about defensively, a lot of good here to talk about. I'm proud of the way the defense did as much as they could. At the end of the game, they were starting to get beat up a little bit, but all in all, I felt like they did a much better job than last year. Much better job. And again, when it comes to this offense, I think they'll get the kinks worked out. They didn't have preseason. It is a real thing. And, I mean, they put up 26 points, right? When we faced the Rams in the regular season or in playoffs last year, it was just by 1 point. It was 24-23. So we put up more points this time. Jake Bates. How about shout out to Jake Bates here? Jake Bates made the field goals. He was 2 for 2. For his field goals, he was 2 for 2 for extra points. You need all of the pieces to work to win in the NFL, and that includes special teams. The coverage, when I think there was only one return or maybe two, it was great. Much better than preseason. The kicks were great. Really, the Lions did much better in special teams as the regular season than they did in the postseason. But that's to be expected. In the preseason, sorry. So who is your MVP of the game? In the comments, go ahead and get this thing going right now. Let me talk to you really quickly about the sponsor of today's stream. That is Game Time. They have killer deals, last-minute tickets, and lowest prices guaranteed. And also, they got Game Time picks. And right now, for me, Van Andel Arena, about 30 minutes from where I live, I could go to a WWE Raw event for $38. So stop stressing and start getting hyped for the fun that you're going to have. Look, it's easy to find and buy tickets for every kind of event in your area, whether that's sporting events, concerts, comedy shows, or whatever. With their lowest prices guaranteed, that's the Game Time guaranteed, which means you're always getting the best prices. And if you find tickets in the same area, section, or less, Game Time's going to credit you 110% of the difference. You can get exclusive flash deals on tickets for football, baseball, basketball, concerts, and more. And in the middle screenshot, by the way, I think it's a fantastic feature of the app. It shows you where your seat is, and if you move your phone left to right, you can see the surrounding area like a 3D live photo. So download Game Time, plug in Chat Sports, and you're going to get $20 off your first purchase. Again, download Game Time, go to the redeem code section, plug in Chat Sports, and you're going to get $20 off your first purchase. Terms to apply. You got to create an account. You got to have an email to save that money. The information link is going to be in the comment section and description of this stream. So if you're buying Lions tickets this year, make use of Game Time. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets and lowest prices guaranteed. Let's go ahead and talk about the defense here. This is, to me, is the winner. I know that there was some issues throughout the secondary. They were doing a lot of short passes in the middle of the Lions defense. That was an issue that plagued the Lions, but they kind of kept everything in front of them. That was the idea there. Alex Anzalone had 13 total tackles, 10 solo, 3 tackles for loss. He was all over the place. Alex Anzalone was playing out of his mind right now. Carlton Davis, 10 total tackles. He was looking good. He almost had an interception at the end of the game. That's where he got dinged up, but he's good to go. I really like that. Terrion Arnold, he was third with 8 tackles, and I know a lot of people say, oh, he's a bust. Folks, I was impressed with what I saw for the Lions secondary. It's going to take a little bit of time to gel. There's going to be mishaps. There's going to be penalties. Rookies are going to do this. All in all, I thought he did a really good job. I thought he did for a player who is a rookie going against a pretty good defense. Matthew Stafford was 34 for 49, 317, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. And that interception came from Kirby Joseph, who I am so happy this man got that interception because Stafford was taking shots at him, saying he's a dirty player. And for the one individual to get the interception in the red zone was Kirby Joseph. I absolutely love it. I call that karma because I don't think what he did at all was, the hits that he did last year. It's playing within the rules of the game, and he did that. So he got the interception. Man, Brian Branch was all over the place as well. 7 tackles, 5 solo. He nearly had 2 interceptions, 3 pass defense. Brian Branch is a baller, and all it takes is one. Man, I'm telling you right now, this man is going to be really good this year. He was all over the field as he was last year. I've seen a lot of growth from him in all honesty. So question for you in the comments, who was your defensive player of the game? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Right now is Aiden Hutchinson. Who is it? Eden Hutchinson, he had 1 sack, 1 tackles for loss, 5 tackles. He could have got multiple sacks. He was going against, he was getting held a lot. I really did believe that, and you started to see the penalties at the end of the game. He should have gotten a couple sacks. I don't know how Stafford got away from him, and I don't know who else, but man, Stafford was getting out of there, and he should have been hit. This is something that we got to work on going forward because we're getting the pressures, but we need to get the sacks. I felt like the defensive line did an amazing job in this game. I really did. I was much impressed with the defensive line this game than I was the last time we played. I'm happy, very, very happy how they played. I didn't hear anything from really Aleem McNeil. Levan Uzurike got a half a sack there. You can see what the team is talking about when it comes to Levan Uzurike. He had a nice burst. He really broke it through that offensive line. I thought he did a good job. A lot of missed tackles in this game. This is something that they got to get better at. The missed tackles was not good. We have to do better there. We got to tackle. We can't allow a 60-some yard run, okay? These are the type of things we got to play better at in tackles. Just got to do it. Just have to happen. All in all, Lions win. We got things we got to work on, but when you win on opening night and you win against a team that was a playoff team and you win at home in the way they did, I'm not going to upset. I'm not going to be upset at all. I'm just happy, and everything is going great right now for this team. So, happy with the victory there. What is a one-word reaction to this win? I'm going to say epic. I love how Stafford and Goff met in the field. I love how Goff wins the game. It was classic. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Adios.